There's no entertainment value in helping people.
Promise him 2 beers, no more than 2.
My pronouns are His Holiness and Her Majesty.
I envy you and your ignorance.
And we're back for yet another episode of All Over the Place with Corey and Sean. Today, what do we want to talk about? Casey had some interesting animal stories that I think would translate well into our bullshit. So,
Ew.
Just fun stories about, people getting jacked up by,
People
animals.
getting jacked off by animals.
Yeah,
Yes.
the animal.
But they don't have
attacks.
thumbs.
Well,
Some of them.
a lot of them have horns,
Hey.
though.
If you're motivated enough, you can get jacked off by anything.
Yeah, if you say so.
But no, I saw a news story about an Indian lady who was going to a water hole and got mauled by an elephant and died from it. And then at her funeral, the same exact elephant came to her funeral, knocked her off the funeral pyre, and then trampled her dead body. Like
It's E for Vendetta.
it was just like, fuck this lady right here. Like,
Double fuck her.
I remember seeing that too. She did do something. What was it that she did?
It was
to the elephants?
she basically led hunters to where the elephants had been living, and then those hunters killed somebody in her family because elephants have really strong familial relations. So it killed a member
Clearly.
of the elephant's family, and the elephant remembered her. And it saw her at that water hole and was like, fuck you. This is my day, bitch.
I'm trampling that bitch.
And then at her funeral, it knocked her off and then trampled her again.
It's like, you are not trampled enough, bitch.
I ain't done.
And then it ran away and they lost it. They never...
Rematch.
Flawless victory.
2-0.
Well, you say
Fatality.
that you say they lost it, but I mean, if an elephant goes off into the woods, I'm not following it.
Well, no. I mean, I'm sure they didn't, like...
They're
go,
like, she was already dead
"Sir."
anyways. Who
I'm
cares?
sure they weren't
Like,
chasing after
hey,
it.
hey,
Hey, you get back here.
sit.
That is illegal, what you're doing. But
What you're doing is illegal.
But it it goes back, like the When Animals Attack show and all that stuff.
Which I
And-
always loved that show. I liked it when the fucking, like, hunters would be walking around there and the deer just fucking blindsided them.
Yeah.
That always made me laugh.
Or when you'd see like the backstage area of like a Barnum and Bailey circus, and the guy's like whipping the shit out of a elephant or a tiger, and then it just just jumps in and mauls them.
That's
But,
why I don't understand, like, elephants. You see that kind of shit a lot with them. And it's like, they are, I don't know, but they seem to be fairly temperamental animals. And they're also gigantic. So why would you want to sit there and just fuck with them?
For money.
Because they seem, I guess the ones that are domesticated seem gentle enough.
It's like,
I
oh,
guess.
he's docile. I'm sorry, he just broke fucking Sirhan in half.
Well, it's like Tilikum or whatever, the whale at
Till you
SeaWorld
what?
there was a whale at SeaWorld that killed like 4 trainers. It grabbed one woman during a live show, grabbed her by her ponytail and dragged her all along the bottom of its tank and just like smeared her along it and like ripped her to pieces and like
It doesn't have to have thumbs as long as it can get it going till it comes.
well that was the name of it. It was at a SeaWorld, and just like the Catholic priest incidents, they didn't get rid of the whale. They just
Move it
transferred
to
it.
another SeaWorld.
Yep. Once again, playing 3-card money with the fucking
It's a
pedophile.
rampage in another parish.
And it has. Every place it's gone to, it has killed somebody.
Like, well, you know what the funniest thing to me would be about that woman who's being mashed on the bottom of the fucking tank is the parents sitting up in the stands having to explain to their kids how it's part of the show so they don't hate whales.
Well, no, there
Well,
was...
no, I figure in that thing, it's just one of those things where it's like you grab the kid's eyes and you're like, we're leaving.
No.
You just
No,
walk
that's
out.
one of the life lessons. Like, watch this. This is why you're not going to be a whale trainer.
This day and age, here's what it is. Cover your kid's eyes, pull your phone out, and fucking record this person dying.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be great on the podcast.
Oh, no, there was
History!
at the same facility with the same exact whale. The next day when the trainers came in, they found a dead man on the whale's back, and it had the guy's arm in its mouth.
It's like, where did you even come from?
Exactly. He had apparently hidden somewhere, and he wanted to
taste whale meat.
No, he was like,
He
it
wanted
don't
to hit
have-
that blowhole till it come.
exactly what it was. He was
It's like, it don't have thumbs, but I can work with.
he was apparently he
A
told his
furry?
family the day before that he was enchanted with the whale or something, and he was going to swim with it and have relations with it.
I was gonna fuck his blowhole.
Exactly. And that whale just wasn't having it.
Wonder
Can
why.
you blame it?
Well, no, but
Like honestly, it sounds like
I mean, we've all seen the porns to where the woman can't breathe. It's probably
Yeah,
the
I don't-
same.
on
I
this
don't
one, I
wanna-
think I'm with the whale.
yeah, I would probably react violently if somebody tried to stick their dick up my nose. Probably.
Yeah. I'd probably bite an arm off for that.
Yeah. And drag it around and beat
I love
it.
that the guy, like he was just sitting there with the fucking guy on his back with his arm in his mouth.
Well, he's just
I-
swimming
I-
around. I caught one.
I have a different theory that is slightly a little bit more out there, and that's that somehow the whale escaped, went out, killed a man, and then just brought it back. He's like, I can hide the body; it'll
I
be
thought
fine.
you were going to say the Jews did it.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was like, somehow he's going to blame Jewish people.
Like
Wow.
no. The orca stealing a guy's truck to kill somebody and bring it back and show it off. Way more possible.
Absolutely. Just speaking again of people, for whatever reason, there was a Latino man at the San Diego Zoo who all day had been heckling the polar bears. Why do you heckle polar bears? I don't know, but
They're
Why
bad
don't
at
you?
stand-up.
well, so
Unrelated side story.
you heckled polar bears?
No. The zoo that we were at, the enclosures, they had some kind of monkey in this one, and then they had wolves in this one. The wolves would start howling, and the monkey was up there on the fence howling back at him, making fun of him. I was like, get him, monkey, talk that shit.
Well, the San Diego Zoo man, he had been heckling polar bears all day, and apparently, right before closing, he just had enough, and he jumped a fence and he tried to pick a fight with the polar bears, and they ate him.
Aren't those the most dangerous animals
Yes.
on the planet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Polar bears, like they're worse than grizzlies. They're
Like,
worse than
they are absolutely not to be fucked with.
If you ever see a video and it's like, oh, this polar bear is like having fun playing with his husky, do not continue the video.
It's like,
no, continue.
but it's like Timothy Treadwell. Like, you know, he spent what 10 years going, you know, into the grizzly maze and stuff, and then and you can even.
We were all shocked when he got eaten
And
by
he,
the fucking bear.
and he took footage of the bear that eventually killed him because he was like, he was showing it and it was diving really deep underwater and coming back up. And they had an expert on the documentary saying he doesn't know anything about bears, so he doesn't understand. He's like, but that bear is starving. He's like, if that bear has to dive deep into the water to get a salmon, that means he's starving. There are no fish. And he's like, he should have packed his shit up and left right then and there, you know. But he's sitting there going, "Oh my God, it's so cute! It's so cute! Look at this bear, it's swimming."
like, let's see if
that
I
the
can get
one
him to
where-
come up and eat out of my hand. Oh
Is that
shit,
the
he
one
ate
where
my
his-
hand.
he got his girlfriend eaten too?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
the one?
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
one.
because
You sure his name wasn't Keith Martin?
No, it was Tommy Treadmill.
Oh, okay.
Was it? No, it was Dennis Falkland.
It's Kevin Burbanks. We're getting all these stories correct, right?
Yes, absolutely.
making sure.
Yeah, he was a missing 411 case. They thought it was extraterrestrials.
Turns out it was just a bear.
It's just a bear, but it was an extraterrestrial bear.
But to be fair, the bear was shortly thereafter killed by Bigfoot. Oh,
But oddly enough,
these are all facts.
Oddly enough,
Yes,
though, it
yes.
wasn't because it
100%
ate. It
factual.
wasn't because it ate Timothy Treadwell. It was a political argument.
Political argument. Oh, because the polar bear was. Oh no, that was a brown bear that got him, wasn't it?
Yeah, typical brown bears. So racist.
We knew a polar bear wouldn't do something like that.
No.
They only fuck dogs.
Hold on, did you say something about a polar bear eating a Mexican?
The polar bear fucked the dog. I definitely want to see it now. I thought the polar bear ate the dog.
I told you not to finish the video.
That's what they did after they fuck him. They eat him.
This one.
Is it bad if I come harder watching it eat the dog than I do watching it fuck
They're
it?
like big
Probably not,
cuddly
yeah.
praying mantises.
Fly Me
dogs.
to the Moon is just playing in the background as it's going on.
Yeah, it's a must watch.
Oh God, animals are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And,
Elephants with bad tempers, whales, fucking bears.
Yeah.
We'll have
Yeah.
to find out if the listeners were paying attention last episode, because I don't know if
They
you all
weren't.
noticed, but while we were talking, I could just hear the cats upstairs just killing squirrels.
Yeah, we didn't hear that.
See, only you
No,
can hear
good.
the cats.
I've just gotten so used to it that any like vaguely annoying sound, I'm like, those damn cats.
I just feel like this is the beginning of, like, it starts off with, oh, the cats are talking to me, telling me to kill squirrels, and eventually it's like, well, I kind of feel like, you know, more comfortable in women's clothes, and then eventually, hey guys, I cut my dick off. Is that where this
and
is
now I
going?
have a unicorn hat that I wear everywhere. A
And-
floppy unicorn hat.
I really feel
And it just
comfortable.
pans over and it's actually just like the cat with a bloody pair of scissors. Just staring at the
Told you it
camera.
was the cats.
See, well, yeah, the animal attacked in that scenario.
Color me
This is
embarrassed.
like a 1970s like horror story, like the same kind of thing where
Instead
it's
of
like,
Pet Cemetery, it's Pet Barber Shop.
well, no, I mean the type of thing where it's
Pet
just
eunuch.
the horror part of it is kind of like the Twilight Zone, where someone's being like, they're doing this, and everyone's like, dude, no, they're not doing that.
not
You're
doing that.
crazy. And then
Yeah.
you look over and they're just like, they just like
Cannabis.
wink at you.
You're talking about Canamitz, to serve man, yeah.
Yeah.
Cannabis.
Canna-
I don't smoke marijuana.
No, it's Canamitz. That was the aliens in Twilight Zone, the To Serve Man episode, where the guy was like, "It's a cookbook," you know, like
Oh, I thought that was The Simpsons.
no.
Well, I mean,
Well,
that's like a
it is
staple.
too.
Like it's the same
It
thing
is,
with the
but-
thing on the wing, where it's like it's out there. And
Well, yeah, that
The
yeah.
Treehouse of Horror, Simpsons did that.
Yeah,
same
I know.
fucking-
Simpsons did it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
like
Twilight
everything
Zone,
else.
Twilight Zone did it first.
which is why the Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's it. It was just a parody of the fucking Twilight Zone.
Well, yeah, of course.
But then, you know, it's like all these fucking goofy animal attacks. Like with the growing popularity of Yellowstone, the TV show, I love it that now people are getting attacked by buffaloes. Even
I was just about to say. I thought you were going to go somewhere else. I'm like, I'm bringing up Buffalo after
no,
he gets
no.
finished.
It's like every once in a while you see, it's like, oh, this tour group was in Yellowstone Park and they approached a buffalo, and I'm like, well, there we go. There's first mistake. It's like, well, I guess one lady tried to pet it and it threw her fucking 37 feet in the air and she landed on her head. Sounds
this-
about right.
That tracks.
That actually, yeah, that sounds fairly accurate. I mean, yeah, but I mean that's it. Like it's not that they're getting smarter; it's we're getting dumber.
Well, it's speaking of dumb people at Yellowstone. It's not really an animal attack, but there was a story. They had a guy who, him and his buddy were driving out through Yellowstone. The guy had it, or his buddy had his dog with him, and the dog jumps out of the truck and jumps into a hot spring, and the problem with those hot springs is
It's
they
all
can.
sulfur.
Oh no,
acid.
they can vary between 80 degrees and 400 degrees, and this was one of the.
So he boiled himself.
This is
yes.
one of the latter.
And he jumped out of the truck and jumped into the hot spring, and of course, immediately started boiling himself like a fucking
Don't
lobster.
you know you're supposed to stick your toe in first?
But
He's
he,
just like
Which
those,
would be a
those
funny
dog
story.
videos where it's like, whoa!
well, he managed to make it to the side, and as his buddy was pulling him out, he goes, "Well, that was stupid," and then he died.
I thought you were going to say his buddy was
dog
pulling
said-
him
the
out.
dog
like the
said, well,
skin
that was
just pulled
stupid.
Well, it
off of
was,
the
yeah.
bone.
His skin was just.
Oh, I was expecting
falling
that
off.
too.
Melted, yeah.
But he apparently had like 3rd-degree burns on.
That's one does.
9%. Yeah.
See, so that's my case right there. Is like in the case of these animal attacks, we can't really blame the animal in most of them because it's some dumb fuck human that's putting them in some situation that they're really not supposed to be in.
Basically, every problem going on in the world,
Is-
some
is-
dumb fuck human
yeah.
caused.
Well,
My favorite-
sort of, but there's also a YouTube video I saw of this woman, and I don't know where she was. It was somewhere in Russia, where at some kind of a factory that looked like they just manufactured rust,
Chernobyl.
something like that. But anyway, she was modeling, and she had like a bikini and like Daisy Duke jeans and stuff, and she's sitting there modeling. And all of a sudden, this brown bear comes out of nowhere and tackles her and starts chasing her, trying to eat her. And it just like,
That's one of the few
It's
ones where
Russia.
it's like, that
You know
one's
what,
not actually her fault, I guess.
I would love to see the photographer turn to his assistant and go, "Not my best work."
as
I've seen better.
as she's running and screaming.
No,
he's
the
like,
photographer's like, oh, I got some good shit now.
he's like,
No.
pout your lips, pout your lips. It's like,
It's like, here comes the photographer with her arm in his mouth. It's like, oh, yes, that's it. You're sexy.
I got great footage of this.
you're a bunny. You're a bunny.
Like, no, I'm a bear. I just killed a woman. You saw me, right?
No, he's yelling at the woman.
Yes, I know.
My
You're
favorite-
a bunny running from the bear.
My favorite retarded people being attacked by animals story, though, is that one with the kids that were throwing rocks at the tiger. And was it
Yeah.
the Cincinnati Zoo?
Uh-huh.
And eventually it's just like, you know what? I was just chilling here, but fuck you guys. Just jumps out of the enclosure and just kills both of them.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wow, tigers are surprisingly athletic.
I just don't understand. It's like I was talking about the guy at the San
Like, I'm
Diego
surprised
Zoo.
by it.
And these kids and the guy, like when I read the story and it was talking about how he had been heckling the bear all day long. I'm like, how do you heckle a bear?
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, was he just like standing at the gate like, "Fuck you, bear"?
What's up, you honky ass bear?
He's like,
Like, he come and kill me, Whitey.
wait, would you think you better than me, bear? And like how do
Like,
you?
because you get your own swimming pool and they throw you fish. I got a pool.
But then
Well,
also,
I mean, if he's Italian, then it's like he deserved it.
I thought it was Latino.
yeah,
you
he
were
was- yeah,
you were
he was
talking with
Latino,
like an
yeah.
Italian accent.
And
What's the difference?
the only thing I wonder too is like when the police called like the guy's family, like how they put it, like
Like,
they're like he got eaten by a polar bear.
Well,
'cause
it'd
he was
probably start off with, well, senora.
Me
Here's the
escuchar, me escuchar el donde.
And as soon as they got done telling her, they were like, okay, and also could you dust in the kitchen, please?
Before we tell you
Oops.
our story, can you tell us why your husband might have disliked polar bears?
Was he touched funny as a child, or
Like, was there a stuffed animal that he just was? They used it to scare him as a child because we think there was a distinct dislike for polar bears. Well, he always talks shit about them. What about them?
he really hated polar bears?
Well,
He was a Pepsi man.
he hated those commercials.
But also, if we're talking about animal attacks, we cannot neglect the chimp lady. What's his name?
Oh, that had her
Justin.
fucking arms and face ripped off.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name or his name really.
I remember she was on Oprah, and Oprah was basically admitting that this is just her freak show episode because the whole thing was she was wearing like the veil,
The veil, yeah.
over her face, and she's
And they
just,
pulled it up, and here it is. All she's got is like lips made out of her forehead. It's like-
I know.
It looked like a fucking bad Muppet character. Just,
her face now though. Well, yeah, because he literally.
well, you sound like
well,
Just like the chimp.
No,
No
she
hands.
sounded like fucking like the guy on the Hannibal movie. It was like, yes, it was very traumatic, and it's
I would
like
say.
it ripped her jaw off. It
Yeah.
ripped all of her teeth out. Like
it destroyed her. Yes.
The moral of the story: don't do drugs with
Well, I watched
chimpanzees.
I watched a thing or heard it or something years ago about chimps or gorillas. I think it was chimps. And it was like an actor was working with him, and the trainers was like, "Okay, whatever you do, don't smile." What the fuck you talking about? Don't smile. Well, they think showing teeth is an act of aggression. So if you smile at them, they're liable to eat your face. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like, so don't.
But you can smirk at them all you want.
Yeah.
call them dickheads.
And then they get attacked by the gorilla because they think the fucker is smug. It's like, he's smirking at me.
I do have a positive reversal of all these stories, though, with a
Someone
human.
attacked an animal?
Yeah.
Harambe?
So no, but just as important almost.
Harambe lives.
You remember when it was a while ago?
Dicks
There's a drug cartel in
Dicks out
Mexico,
for
or maybe it was Brazil, one of the two, and they had a pet monkey, and during the raid, the monkey got shot and killed
Oh shit!
How is this better?
because the cartel has another monkey now.
Are you following this?
Not at all.
They've replaced the monkey.
Okay.
Like the cartel is back at full strength now.
So, okay.
Okay, so the cartel is essentially a pirate ship.
Oh shit!
If it's from Brazil, definitely.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm still completely fucking lost as to where we're going with it. Like the cartel's monkey got shot, but
They
are we
were-
celebrating the fact that
they got another
replaced
one?
Yeah, that
their
they got
mon-
another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, okay. Talking about monkeys, and again, this is not an animal.
He's like,
attack.
this isn't a story that
Oh, no,
that
this is-
I was
no, this
involved
is
in.
this is the I guess the flip side, kind of in the same vein. In
I don't see
Indonesia,
how is there a same vein? The one
you'll
you
see.
said?
You'll see. Hold on.
You'll see.
In Indonesia, they raided this little village. They found a chimpanzee that had been shaved,
Oh, that looked hilarious.
And the building that it was in doubled as a brothel, and it was a female chimp that was shaved and wearing clothes.
And turning tricks.
I thought
Yes.
it was an orangutan. Now that
Oh,
you-
yeah, orangutan. There you go. Yeah, you're right. Well, anyway,
Yeah, facts.
facts.
Facts straight.
Totally accurate
Orangutans are in no
information.
way sexier than chimps.
What kind of fucking
That-
tourist
that
is
makes
gonna
it
No,
work?
it wasn't tourists. It was the locals.
Okay, either way, what kind of
Yeah, they say the
human
chimpanzee
being
for the tourists.
is gonna walk in and look at a fucking
They-
shaved orangutan and be like,
They
I'm
had
fucking it.
no.
It's not shame.
Apparently, according to the townspeople or the villagers, there was a line around the block for this orangutan. It was, and it smoked cigarettes. It could, and when the rescuers were getting it out of this village, because the villagers rose up and they chased the police off 2 separate times before they could finally get it, because it was such a moneymaker for that village. And
How ugly are the women in that village?
That's what- yeah.
It's
exactly,
Indonesia,
but
so-
then also, after they rescued the orangutan, anytime someone would interact with it, it was trying to jerk them off and stuff.
That story's not at all interesting. Did they replace it after they?
No,
Yeah.
they did
got
not
rid of
replace
it?
it.
See, that's why it's sad.
Well, I don't know. They might have now.
You know what?
That's the only thing that makes it interesting. If they
The whole
replaced
thing
it once it
now,
was gone.
If that's what the orangutan was doing, it's like I guarantee you the grip strength on a fucking orangutan is
Yeah.
more than a human. Maybe she was just giving hand jobs.
No.
She wasn't.
No.
I think we did an entire episode about how you would rip your dick off if you're
Yeah, yeah,
too strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you think those people in that
That village in Indonesia would have watched that episode.
Yeah, if you think those villagers, they're like, yo, you fucked the orangutan yet? No, it's like, is it like a rite of
Hell
passage?
yeah, dude!
Probably.
I'm going again next week.
Like fucking twice yesterday.
But that's seriously, they found it and it was in poor health because it had
Wonder
been-
why.
it had been shaved.
Chlamydia.
Oh no, they took care of as far as its diet and stuff. They took care of it, but it was like it had mange and shit. Like it wasn't. It had like skin
Yeah,
problems.
he was like, it didn't look too
I mean, yeah, it
awful.
was.
I mean,
You know,
I didn't find it the least
Hey,
bit sexy.
Baby had some back. I'm gonna tell you what. I didn't jerk off to it 12 times. I'm just saying.
If it's 2 male orangutans, it'd be in an HIV commercial. Or I'm sorry, HIV medication commercial.
Oof.
Yeah. Fucking terrible.
Do we cut here?
No. You don't ask that. Sean does.
But
no, see, you're just like, we cut here, and then you just cut since you're editing.
I don't ask for permission.
That last-
I just chop it.
Yeah. that last-
okay, well here's a good question for you. Like, say you're in Indonesia right now. You've got 2 options. You've got to bang one of them, or you're gonna die. A lady boy or an orangutan.
Elliot Page or an orangutan.
Exactly.
Well, we know what one
No.
Shane's picking.
Lady boys have penises.
Yeah, lady
Yeah,
boys.
it's the
yeah.
opposite.
Okay,
With
sorry.
the tie,
Just like the orangutan story is the opposite
So-
of the monkey story. The lady
Dylan-
boy is the opposite of Elliot.
Dylan
Page.
Mulvaney or an orangutan.
Dylan Mulvaney or an orangutan.
And in that, guess I'll die.
Well, the orangutan is going to get me less bad press.
The locals will be like, "Oh, so you bang the orangutan?
Yeah,
Hey,
I might even be revered in
Hey.
the locals.
Hey,
Of
and the
locals.
way
the white man came.
Hey,
banged-
What if you shave Dylan Mulvaney and give it mange?
and those, but
and then
those.
fuck the orangutan.
Hey, as hard
The
as
orangutan didn't do.
as hard as those villagers
Sell him
fought,
Dylan Mulvaney because if they'll fuck an orangutan, you know they'll fuck
Oh,
her.
hell
so
yeah, they'll do him.
hey,
there's your ticket to freedom.
but no. As far as I'm concerned, if that was a life or death situation, the way those villagers fought to keep that orangutan,
That's probably some good
It's got to
shit.
be good at it. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
a
true.
story.
That's the best orangutan pussy I ever had.
But also, though,
It's also the only orangutan.
if you get
pussy
to
I've ever had.
where,
Right.
but if you get to where fucking an orangutan is a life and death situation, first thing you do is reevaluate your life.
Maybe you do need to choose option C.
Like I went wrong somewhere. Let's go back to where I was a toddler, up and figure out where that wrong turn was made.
We need
Well,
wet-
you don't know, Corey. You haven't fucked a orangutan.
I know because I haven't made enough bad decisions. Apparently.
What we need to do is we need to get Waylon
You
Jennings. We
made
need
worse
everything to
ones. You're on a
pause
podcast.
and get Waylon Jennings to narrate. Now, how did he get in this pickle?
It's like, I'd Bugs Bunny. He's like, yeah, I took a left turn or a wrong turn to Albuquerque or some shit. I'm in Indonesia and there's a fucking
Orangutan.
orangutan sauntering over to me seductively, and I'm like,
You're like, how did I get here? And then like some small Indonesian man's like, hey, wait your turn.
it's like, yeah, I'm playing
Back of the line.
I'm playing sloppy seconds on an orangutan to a fucking Indonesian guy.
Fucking dirt poor fucking rice farmer.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
A third world hobo. It's like, I'm following that. And them.
I'm getting 12 Z's.
God damn. See, yeah, that's where bad choices will ultimately lead you.
Yeah, I cut this one a long time ago.
You can't yet. We still got 5 minutes.
We got to hit our episode link.
Yeah, and didn't you say we were going to transition to something else and get off of animals?
Not with 5 minutes left.
You're right.
That's an
Get
entire
off with
That's an
animals
entire
or on it?
episode.
Huh?
Get off of animals or with animals?
In animals.
In animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, chickens.
Blowholes.
What?
Blowholes.
Well, we already talked about blowholes. Remember that guy got his arm bit off trying to stick his dick in one?
Oh no! I just was randomly reminded about a
What the fuck randomly reminded you of anything?
because you all
I
talk
was
about
randomly
fucking
reminded
animals.
I used to have eardrums.
I don't like where this is going.
I was watching a person react to a dude talking about how he liked to have a fleshlight that was just full of worms, and how he would let the worms crawl down his urethra.
Oh, I've seen. There's also the what's her face.
Of course, he's from Reddit.
the dumpster girl.
And just like that, fucking an orangutan didn't sound so bad.
You're like, you know what? At least there's a community with that'll be like, hey, no, you know what? That
You had to, we get it.
Yeah,
You had to
fucking
fit
a
in.
mangy orangutan.
It's like the Paraguayan, guys that wrecked and ended up resorting to
'cause
cannibalism.
think of it this way: in order to get to being like, I want to fuck bugs, you need the internet to bring all the mentally ill people together to be like, no, it's a good idea. Meanwhile, the orangutan, they don't have internet. That was just that's
Neither
just,
do Amish people.
And orangutans would
yeah,
be
they don't
awfully
got orangutans
discreet.
either.
Orangutans would be very discreet. They wouldn't go telling everybody.
Again, I
Exactly.
checked out of this conversation a long time ago.
I figure I'm in all.
Hey, you know what? This makes. Have you seen the alignment chart for the great apes, where it's like does not know what sin is, chooses to sin.
Do they arrange them
The
in
orangutan
most
is in the block
sexiest to
of
least
knows what
sexiest?
sin is, chooses to sin.
Nice.
And then here's the bald, mangy orangutan with lipstick.
How you think they make money to drive around on all those golf carts?
What?
You not seen the videos of just orangutans
Clint
just driving
Eastwood.
around on golf carts?
No.
Yeah,
No.
they got them. They're just. I think some chimpanzees too. Yeah, they're smart enough to just drive around on a golf cart.
We don't even know
unassisted.
how to access the dark web.
This isn't on the dark web. This is on like the most normie shit available. This is Facebook. This is TikTok.
Is this anything akin to the squirrel riding water skis?
No, because that
one
one. No, that one was
For fuck's
a
sake.
right into the squirrel.
Can we cut here?
No, we'll just put. He can just. I'll send him the
Hang
videos
on.
when you need them, and you can just add them on. But the squirrel riding the boat.
The water skis?
Yeah, that's the boat is being controlled
Yeah.
by a human and it's just riding. Whereas
I
this
know.
is the monkeys driving the
Well,
golf cart.
obviously
he doesn't know. He doesn't know that monkeys exist. And by him,
Yes,
since we're
he does.
do we cut here?